Hello there. Welcome to Just the Discs. We talk about Blu-rays here. And today I will mostly be talking about a few partner label releases, that is OCN, Vinegar Syndrome partner labels. But I've got one little extra I'm going to throw in there that's kind of adjacent. But let's start with the always reliable, always wonderful Deaf Crocodile, a really great label that I've done my best to, push over the years and encourage folks to check out. And this new release from them is wonderful and highly recommended. I gotta say, I love that they have gone so deep in terms of their commitment to animation. Whether it be Romanian science fiction films like Delta Space Mission and Son of the Stars, or French cat movies. I think Cat City is French. They've done quite a few animated films, and this is a cool American animated film. This is Bill Plimpton's film The Toon from 1992, and this one, it's just like, how to describe Bill Plimpton? I mean, if you didn't grow up with MTV, you may not have seen some of his animations, that's where I think I first saw him, was through some animations he was doing there. I was just kind of like, what is this? Who is this guy? Because he's got a very specific style. I mean, specific while still being surreal, if that makes sense. It's it's like a specific kind of the drawing style I can't even describe. It's like a pencil-y feeling vibe, and it's got almost the watercolor feelings. I don't know. Anyway, it's the surreality of what he does with the animation that makes me want to compare him to somebody like David Lynch. He's like a more upbeat David Lynch of animation of some kind. And so this is a really cool disc, because this is not just The Toon, which is a movie that I've been wanting on Blu-ray for a while. I've got several of Bill Plimpton's films on Blu-ray. Did they ever put out I Married a Strange Person? I'll have to look that up. I don't know off the top of my head right now. But this is a new restoration from the Academy Film Archive. But it also includes some shorts. I'll get to those in a second. So the movie's just over an hour long, 69 minutes. Legendary animator and cartoonist Bill Plimpton's first feature, The Toon, is a wildly surreal animated musical comedy about a struggling songwriter named Dell, voiced by Daniel Naden, desperate to write a hit tune to save his relationship with his long-suffering girlfriend Dee Dee, voiced by Maureen McElrohone, who co-wrote the script and composed the music. She's also on the commentary with Bill Plimpton, which is a commentary that goes back to the, I think, original DVD release, but a really great commentary, by the way. I really enjoyed that. So she's the voice of the girlfriend. On his way to meet her and his boss, Dell gets sidetracked in the cheerfully deranged alternate universe of Flooby Nooby, a strangely nostalgic vision of 1950s middle-class America as filtered through the affectionate but twisted sensibilities of David Lynch. There we go. Talking Heads and classic Warner Brothers Bugs Bunny cartoons. That's a good summation of what he's like and what this is like. There's a doggy Elvis who croons about his pompadour, a love duet between a burger and a French fry, a slice of cherry pie and a scoop of ice cream, and a joyfully sadistic bellhop at the Lovesick Hotel, all singing lovably warped tunes like Dig My Do, No Nose Blues, and Tango Schmango. Plimpton's famed animation style, done in colored pencils with a gorgeous pastel palette, is perfectly suited to this beautifully off-kilter saga of a man who loses his way only to find his heart. Lost? No. I just don't know where I am. So, yeah, that's a really well summed up sort of capturing of what this is. I loved hearing there's a commentary with Bill Plimpton and Maureen McElrohone, and it's really neat to hear them talk through the creative process that brought this film to be, and then the creative process behind the music, because it's very much a musical. It's the tune, and sort of her take on what kinds of music she was influenced by for certain parts of the movie, because it's very much an interesting pastiche of all kinds of types of music, which is really neat. Okay, but so there's short films here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Your Face, 1987, Plimpton's wonderfully bizarre Oscar-nominated animated short restored by the Academy Film Archive. How to Kiss, 1988. Now, some of these I remember from MTV. Like How to Kiss, I'm pretty sure I remember seeing on MTV at some point. Plimpton's outrageously body-morphing cartoon short. Guard Dog, 2004, another Oscar-nominated dark comic gem from Plimpton, revealing a dog's wildest fears as his owner takes him for a walk. This one also restored by the Academy Film Archive. Flying House, Dreams of a Rarebit Fiend. Famed animator Winsor McKay's last film from 1921, restored, rescored, newly voiced by Plimpton Studios in 2011. So now also included is a new hour-long interview on the tune with director, writer, producer Bill Plimpton, composer, co-writer, actor Maureen McElroy, and voice actor Daniel Needon, moderated by Dennis Bartok of Deaf Crocodile. Very cool new interview there. Trailer for Plimpton's new feature film Slide, with special video introduction by Plimpton, and new commentary track by animation producer and podcaster Adam Rakoff and podcast and film critic James Hancock. James Hancock, I'm a big fan of. I've been on his show, Wrong Reel, at least once, maybe a couple times. Great show. Highly recommend that podcast. He's also got a YouTube channel, Geeking Out with James Hancock. He worked with Bill for a long time. I don't know if he still does, but I know he must have some great insights into this movie and Bill in general. So that's going to be a great commentary. I haven't had a chance to listen to that one yet. New essay by film critic Walter Chaw. I love that Walter Chaw is cropping up in special features and essays more and more these days. Really great film essayist and critic, and great to have him in the booklet for this. So yeah, just a really neat looking cartoon. The restoration, it looks good, but Bill Plimpton's style is sort of a down and dirty animation style. It's a little bit like a Ralph Bakshi in certain, again, it's not, Bakshi was doing a lot more rotoscoping in some cases, but there's something about the down and dirtiness that vaguely reminds me of Bakshi a little bit. So this one's highly recommended. Definitely one of my favorite discs of the year so far. The tune from Deaf Crocodile. Okay, next up, another label that I love and I love to talk about is Canadian International Pictures. This one is their latest. It's called One Man. It is from 1977. And they are constantly digging out these Canadian films that I have no idea what they are or what they're about. And this one, while visiting a Montreal hospital, investigative reporter Jason Brady, Lady in White's Len Cariou meets concerned citizen Marion Galbraith, The Fly's Carol Lazar, who reveals that local children are being poisoned by a nearby factory. When the victims begin dying, Brody recognizes the urgency of this story, but he encounters resistance and danger at every turn. As his obsession grows, so does his relationship with Marion, causing a rift in his marriage to Alicia. Going down the roads, Jane Eastwood. Right as a series of powerful, unscrupulous forces promise violent retaliation on Brady, his wife, and their children. A year before directing the harrowing drug drama Drying Up the Streets, my pod partner Elric Kane has seen Drying Up the Streets, and he's a big fan. That one's still looking for some kind of distribution on Blu-ray. I would love to see it get a Blu-ray so I could watch it. Robin Spry concluded his impressive run at the National Film Board of Canada with One Man, an unlikely fusion of prestige issue movie, conspiracy thriller, and conexploitation crime saga that won an impressive 7 Canadian Film Awards, playing like a lost TV movie from the 70s. This riff on the films of Sidney Lumet and Alan J. Pakula boasts an all-star Canadian supporting cast, including Miguel Fernandez from East End Hustle, Terry Haig, Jean Lapointe, Marc Legault, Barry Morse, August Schellenberg, Sean Sullivan, and cult filmmaker Larry Kent. Simultaneously witty, unsettling. This is a Canadian film like no other. I mean, he's really speaking my language. They're really speaking my language there when they're talking about Alan J. Pakula and Sidney Lumet. So the paranoid thrillers of the 70s. I love that group. So this one, very excited to dig in and check out. Scanned and restored in 2K from a 16mm interpositive by the National Film Board of Canada. Includes an audio commentary featuring filmmaker and historian Stephen Broomer. One Sister, 2023, 10 minutes. New interview with Robin Spry's sister, Lib Spry. One Friend, 2023, 13 minutes. New interview with Spry's longtime collaborator, Bob Presner. 5 short films directed by Spry. We have Minor from 1966, 19 minutes. Change in the Maritimes, 1966, 13 minutes. Illegal Abortion, 1967, 25 minutes. Ride for Your Life, 1967, 10 minutes. And Downhill, 1973, 36 minutes. The Dowry, 1969, 20 minutes. Short film written and directed by one-man co-writer Peter Pearson. So we have short films from Robin Spry and one by the writer. I love, again, that Canadian International Pictures understands how to put together a really good package. They're not just going to give you the movie. They're not just going to give you the movie and a commentary or a movie and an interview. They're going to put in short films. I mean, they can't do this every time, but short films are not cheap to license. So just consider that when you're buying a package like this. You're getting a lot of stuff in one. And short films is definitely something I need to get more into, and I'm excited that they become available through packages like this. Okay, so Red Shoes, 1986, 24 minutes, short film featuring one-man co-star Carol Lazar. So you've got also a short film by one of the actors in the movie. And a bonus short called Traffic Copter from 1972, 10 minutes. Booklet featuring a new interview with star Len Cariou and an essay by NFB curator Albert Ohoyan. Very, very cool. So there's your booklet. Those essays. Versatile artwork. Always nice. Yeah, Canadian International Pictures. Always one to watch. Definitely keep an eye on what they're doing. This one really sounds interesting. I might have to watch this today. And then adjacent to that, this is the non-partner label title, but one that I wanted to bring up. From ARBELOS Films, I have Life is Cheap, but Toilet Paper is Expensive. This is from Wayne Wang, who, of course, would go on to make films like, Chan is Missing after this. That's got a no, he did that before this. That's got a Criterion release. That's from 82. But, he'd go on to do Smoke, Joy Luck Club, Blue in the Face, Slam Dance. Great director, and this is one of his earlier works. Definitely in sort of a more of experimentally type energy. This is the limited edition packaging, which, by the way, if you don't keep an eye on ARBELOS' website, this is where you can get this stuff. They have this very unique envelope style slip case that you flip open and you close like an envelope, usually embossed like this one is with gold lettering, which is really pretty. But and you pull the disc out, and typically they include the disc, and they'll include, in this case, you've got like a little envelope with some fake money in it that looks really real, actually. But that obviously ties into the film. So that's super cool. They'll do just little touches like this. This is the stuff you can only get if you order it direct from them. If you get it from Amazon, you're not going to be able to get. You'll just get this disc, which is nice too. But it's the whole package is really what I love about ARBELOS. Among the films that they choose and the restorations, a really great company. Exploding a seemingly simple premise, a nameless cowboy courier, Spencer Nakasako, arrives in pre-handover Hong Kong to deliver a mysterious briefcase to a mercurial mob boss whilst becoming entangled with his femme fatale mistress, Cora Miao. independent filmmaking legend Wayne Wang's life is cheap but toilet paper is expensive barrels through inspired genre deconstruction, guerrilla docu-fiction, and fierce political jeremiad, all with a keen sense of humor and deeply rich visual palette. Tracking the man with no name's increasingly Byzantine mission across every level of city's social strata, we're introduced to fortune families, cab drivers, hustlers, butchers, and more, each punctuating the high-octane neo-noir narrative with instantly memorable monologues that capture a now-distant era in Hong Kong history. Multifaceted but never incoherent, Life is Cheap but Toilet Paper is Expensive is among Wang's most unique and bracing contributions to the independent film canon, much loved on the International Film Festival circuit but unjustly overlooked in North America. This is a maverick tour de force ripe for rediscovery. I'd never even realized that Wayne Wang had made this movie. Of course, immediately when I, heard that ARBELOS was putting it out, I'm like, okay, now you've got my attention. Let's see what this is. And, again, it's a fascinating, experimental. It's a cult movie. You'll notice Victor Wong is in it, who I always remember from Big Trouble in Little China, Prince of Darkness, the Carpenter films. He's in Tremors as well. He's a part of Wayne Wang's sort of stock company. But yeah, this is very unique film. Definitely cool stuff. Only 83 minutes long. New 4K restoration of Wayne Wang's final cut of Life is Cheap but Toilet Paper is Expensive by Lightbox Film Center at University of the Arts in collaboration with the University of California, Berkeley Art Museum and the Pacific Film Archive. Okay, so one thing I should note is there's a little warning at the top that talks about how Wayne Wang has been sort of tinkering with this movie since he made it, and basically that this is the director's cut. This is the 2021 director's cut, but there's a good several paragraphs about this restoration and what you're watching, and that this is, while the original film is archived, this is the director's cut version that Wayne Wang prefers, and that's what you're watching here. But it's a really intricate little description of the film's history in terms of what he's been tinkering with it all this time, and you're getting to watch the director's cut. This has a new video interview with Wayne Wang, video interview with Wayne Wang and co-director Spencer Nakasako, original full-length chase sequence, and the trailer, as well as a new essay by Eliza Ma. Digital restoration by Lightbox Film Center at University of the Arts, collaboration with University of California, Berkeley, Pacific Film Archive. So yeah, you have your booklet inside. You have your disc. Yeah, it's just one that with Chan is Missing coming out from Criterion, it's nice to have more of Wayne Wang's early work become available through companies like ARBELOS, which is really highly recommended. Like, if you're not, their Chameleon Street Blu-ray from last year was one of my favorite releases. Also had a really nice, slip box like this. Definitely go check them out. So anyway, moving on. Next up, we have Never Surrender, a Galaxy Quest documentary. And this is, of course, a feature-length documentary about the film Galaxy Quest and its legacy, celebrating its 20 years, which is crazy to me. It's been 20 years. But yeah, it's one of those. This is from Enjoy the Ride Media, ETR. And I love that they're doing these. They're putting out these sometimes fans, sometimes more professional documentaries on films, and other things, video games. They're interested in that space in terms of documentary, and this is a really, sounds like a really neat documentary because it looks like they talk to a lot of folks on here. It says, with beloved cult classic Galaxy Quest reaching its 20th anniversary, this star-studded anniversary documentary unveils how the film turned fans into true heroes and predicted a future where geeks would rule the world. The cast and crew recall how a fire on set, the loss of a powerful director, and an unconvinced studio couldn't stop the film that would never give up and never surrender. And in terms of folks they talk to, I mean, it looks like they get pretty much the entire cast. Tim Allen, Greg Berlanti, Sigourney Weaver, Mark Johnson. They're talking to a lot of people here. This is just a general group. Will Wheaton, Justin Long, Missy Pyle, Sam Rockwell, Paul Scheer, Tony Shalhoub, Brent Spiner, Rainn Wilson, Dean Pariseau, the director, Damon Lindelof. Let's see here. Charles Neuwirth, Brett Berg from AGFA, among other things, is in this doc. It's a ton of people that they're speaking to here. So a pretty cool, tribute to a movie that I'm definitely a big fan of. And, this is something that would end up on a Blu-ray maybe, but it feels like the studios are doing less and less of this kind of thing. So now it's sort of left to independents to do this, like a 20-year anniversary. That's a great time for, I think, Universal. Pretty sure Galaxy Quest is Universal to do a 20th anniversary Blu-ray 4K of that movie. And maybe that's in the works, but I will say lately these anniversaries seem to only inspire a release and not a celebration. By that, I mean, you might get a 4K, maybe, but you won't necessarily get a full feature-length retrospective documentary on the film. So again, exciting that Enjoy the Ride is pulling these out and putting them out into the world. So that is Never Surrender, a Galaxy Quest documentary. It has extended long-form interviews with Robert Gordon, Dean Pariseau, Tim Allen, Sigourney Weaver, Damon Lindelof, and Greg Berlanti. So you can watch those extended interviews as well as the doc itself. So very cool stuff. Looks like Star Trek, but is, of course, Galaxy Quest. And then last but not least, we have another one from Saturn's Core, audio and video. This is Age of Demons from 1992. Saturn's Core always cranking on the shot on video stuff. Let's see here. A trio of sorceresses are hellbent on offering 100 human sacrifices in order to access Hades and bring forth the Age of Demons. They kidnap Mitch Feinstein, a satanic punk rock star with unique psychic powers, and force him to summon a demon monster who is let loose into the world to wreak mayhem and destruction. Mitch quickly enlists his goofy brother Don, and that's Damon Foster, the director, and his karate club compadres to do battle with the Coven's evil henchmen in a final-ditch effort to save humanity. The brothers combine their powers to resurrect Don's mammoth robotics-class project Cybertron, who flies to the rescue and challenges the demon head-to-head in a blood-soaked laser beam battle to the death. I mean, come on, that's a pretty good sell, guys. You got me. You got my interest. By presenting a brain-scrambling amalgamation of high-risk amateur kung fu stunts, raucous punk rock, bursts of extreme gore, crude visual effects, and scads of gratuitous nudity, notorious publisher, martial artist, filmmaker, Hot Dogs on the Run, I guess he made, an outspoken Satanist, Damon Foster, turned heads in 1993 with Age of Demons, his homespun madcap SOV homage to the Asian to Tokusatsu and Kyodai Hero films, like primitive analog episode of Ultraman, captured through the subversive camcorder lens of Hugh Gallagher. Age of Demons simultaneously revolts and charms with its blend of cute humor, harebrained homemade creature suits, and a vibrant visual insanity. And there's just some great visuals on the back here that kind of give you a sense of like the weirdness that you're going to see in this. And on the cover, you've got a woman being grabbed by a bunch of robot-looking or demon-looking hands, or robot demons. This has an audio commentary with Damon Foster, moderated by film journalist William Connolly. The Making of Age of Demons, a new feature-length documentary. 109 minutes. Fully feature-length. Not an hour long, even. This is almost 2 hours long. That's amazing. And again, kudos to Saturn's Core for doing that kind of thing almost every time out. Behind-the-scenes footage and outtakes, Super 8mm works over an hour of Damon Foster's early silent Super 8mm shorts with director's commentary. Again, like Canadian International Pictures, like Deaf Crocodile bringing the shorts is always a wonderful thing to do to make this package more appealing. Damon Foster Trailer Vault. Yeah, this is all region, 77 minutes, 133-1. That is, of course, 1993's Age of Demons. So anyway, that is all I have for the partner label stuff. Keep an eye on Vinegar Syndrome. Obviously, they have new partner labels like Cinematograph starting. If you haven't seen my interview with Justin LaLiberty of Cinematograph, go back and check that out. He talks about the intent for the label in this coming year, and in March we should get a new title from them. I'm very excited to see what that will be. But yeah, lots of partner labels, always cranking on good stuff. Definitely head over to vinegarsyndrome.com, click on the partner label tab, and check out what they've got going on. Anyway, thank you so much for listening, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.